What you got, Ann?
Well, I thought we'd talk about barn box a little bit because
Oh, I love barn box.
I know it's one of our favorite things.
It is.
Because I think a lot of people don't really understand the depth of the barn box experience. So, like, what's your favorite thing about?
Finding yarn that will surprise and delight everyone.
So Barb is our yarn researcher in terms of she actually makes the phone calls to look for different kinds of wool, and she makes a list and I look at it and she looks at it, and then we get on the internet and we look at all the different sheep breeds of ones we don't know, and then we're like, ooh, let's
try this.
let's try this or let's try that.
Then we have to look up sheep and look at how cute they are.
And then we get to tell people about
I
it.
know.
So if you're a knitter who would love to know more about wool, like if you hear terms like long wool and luster wool, or what are soft short fibers versus long fibers, these are all things that we learn about in Barn Box. And we make an attempt throughout the year to bring in different yarns with different characteristics from all different corners of the yarniverse. This year in 2024, we're actually traveling worldwide for our yarn sources. Our wool is coming from different places all over the globe, and we've been kind of globetrotting to learn about them as we go. We started in the United States with our Polypay yarn in January, which I can't show you because it's all sold out, but it was absolutely beautiful and got snapped up pretty much immediately, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then throughout the year, we've been to so far 3 other locations. There are 6 Barn Box shipments throughout the year, and we've been to Punta Arenas, which is down at the very southern tip of Chile and South America, and gotten this gorgeous, soft, beautiful Punta Arenas fiber that we had custom spun into sport weight yarn and then knit into beautiful baby blanket or wrap piece that was super popular, the birds, bees, and buds design. So the Massam Sport, and the project that we featured in May was this little vest knit with the Massam yarn, and this comes from Great Britain. And then this month in July, we're doing Border Leicester wool. Yarns are all spun without dyes or chemicals, but within the undyed range, there are so many different shades that you can get. So the Polypay was a very pale gray. Then we had this medium gray. This is kind of a dark brown gray. And more to come in fall and winter as we get into the colder months. Every shipment includes a full skein of 4 ounces of yarn, a pattern of your choice from my extensive collection of Knit Spot patterns.
And a lot of times it includes a new pattern.
Right. Almost always I design a new pattern that is designed for the yarn included in Barn Box. Often there is a little goodie like a stitch marker or a packet of wool soap or something useful that you can use while knitting your yarn and your pattern. Free access to the Wool School session, which accompanies every single shipment, which is a 2-hour or more, depending on how much discussion we have, of bringing the facts about the yarn and the wool and the sheep to you as an audience on Zoom, followed by a question and answer period and a discussion of the design. We've had some just really, really good Wool School sessions that I think people that attend them frequently get a lot out of them. It's a whole community event as well. Access to the Ravelry group. You get discounts on the Barn Box yarn if you want to buy extra skeins to make a larger project. You can get 10% off that yarn.
Plus the Barn Box subscribers have first access.
Right. First access to extra skeins, first access to sales, first access to new releases,
yes,
which we're coming up with one very soon. Lots of people who knitting out there and want to dive into the world of wool a little bit more just don't know where to turn. And Barn Box can be a really great experience for you if that's where you are with your knitting journey. We bring you really unusual yarns that are either very hard to find or impossible to find in yarn stores. We put them in your hands with projects that are tailored for the yarn, that you have a really good experience knitting with it. Fill in all the facts and the history and the romance and all of that great background so that you really begin accumulating kind of a mental library of all the different kinds of wools that there are and the different sheep breeds, that the possibilities are endless, and then what can you do with that? How does that serve your knitting? So which yarns are more durable for garments and socks, and which yarns are more delicate for lace and baby things, and what is soft and what is, you know, a little more rustic or a little more sturdy. So if you're one of those people that would really like to know more about wool, we're here for you. And we would love for you to join Barn Box with us.
I never realized how many different sheeps
Remember
were out there.
when we met? So Barb and I met 20 years ago. She took one of my classes at another local yarn shop. And what did we know about it all then?
Nothing.
Almost
Yeah.
nothing. And then I started
Yarn was yarn.
Right, I started hand spinning and exploring different wools,
Right.
and you kind of came along for the ride, and we began spinning and knitting together, and
Here we are.
here we are. Barn Box.
Yeah, Barn Box.